The uMkhonto weSizwe party is currently in the High Court challenging the IEC's decision to disqualify former President Jacob Zuma from standing for public office in the lead-up to this year's election. SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga has been following proceedings for us. A very good afternoon, Canny. So just give us an overview of the various arguments that the MK was advancing this morning.
Well, good afternoon to you, Nompu, and to the viewers at home. Well, the Electoral Court sitting in the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg has taken a brief adjournment following the arguments of Advocate Mpofu SC on behalf of the MK Council. Now, essentially, Nompu, what we're seeing now is really a case of interpretation in this court where they are trying to determine whether Section 47, subsection 1E actually applies to the former president or not. Well, counsel for the MK party as well as the former president, Advocate Mpofu, is arguing that it does not. They first raised the issue of the IEC announcing this decision without giving them notice. And once you leave that decision alone, there's a number of grounds in which they've discussed. At the tail end of the hearing that you heard now, a big issue which was brought up was the issue of bias. They've brought up this media report from January 2024 in which they've stated that Janet Love was responding to a question that is one of the IEC commissioners regarding the eligibility of the former president to stand, or his candidature rather. And they're saying it's neither here nor there the context of what was stated or what she was responding to, but rather the fact that this statement was made in January prior to an objection being made is an indication that the situation had already been prejudged and a determination was already there prior to the objection being brought to the IEC later, which is in March, which we've seen them now uphold. They're stating that at the very least, the Commissioner Janet Love should have recused herself from this decision, which they're arguing that is procedurally flawed and irregular in the court and does not apply to the former president as it relates to a contempt finding by the Constitutional Court, which was not made in criminal proceedings, but rather made as a part of civil proceedings and cannot be applicable to Section 47. Of course, there were tons of arguments made that I could elaborate on further. However, we have run out of time as we have to go back into court. My colleague Natasha Perry is standing by outside with a number of supporters that have shown up to support the former president as he challenges, or appeals rather, this decision by the IEC. Over to you, Nompu.
Thanks very much. My colleague there,